How about yourself? Are you seeing a growing trend in out-of-home activations?
Yeah, I think for the definition is expanded. You know, out of home used to be very much a real estate business. Now I think people have woken to the fact that consumers don't live data session, user session at a time. They live a continuous life stream between moving out of home from their domicile back and then back out. So the question is, who has a complete view of all of that movement? Because that movement is very indicative of who you are. They always say who you are is where you go, where you spend your money.
Yep.
There's probably a few other things, so it's less about some of the inflection points of I like this, I would tick that box, I was window shopping here. It's really about movement, has everything around behavioral patterns of your real intent. And I think brands are starting to understand that long view, that continuous view is what is lacking. So if the future of out-of-home stitches that together, then it starts to piece together a very powerful picture. In particular, when you start to really map someone's movement through the cityscape, as we call it. And I think that's with the power, when you start to look at the different companies, technologies partnering together, and sharing information, then mapping that complete view. So when we look at it, it's everything that's not in the home that takes place as an experience. So you could be buying in-store, in doctor's offices, the street view, obviously seat back in ride sharing, I mean, you sort of name it. Then I think it has a power beyond a lot of other facets of media types you could actually expend. So you could look at the out-of-home spectrum having the same media emphasis and opportunity as the entire video ecosystem that comprises CTV, VOD, OTT, FEP, all of those acronyms that sort of layer out. I think that's the narrative that's been missing, but now that picture's starting to come together, and I think out-of-home gets a new renaissance for the fact. And then once you add the data, I think how the data is parceled apart is going, and how it starts to speak to consumer interest and intent, behaviors, and future behaviors, then it grows in power. And then the last mile is people saying, okay, so how can we gently exploit that and move them to retail points of interest?